Hey guys, you're in a nutshell with me, Ina. Okay, devastating, heartbreaking, nakakagalit na balita ang ating pag-uusapan today. I'm sure many, if not all of you, have heard about it. It was all over the news, not just here in Canada, maging in the US, other parts of the world, of course, also the Philippines. Yung nangyari po dyan sa Lapu-Lapu Festival in Vancouver. Just yesterday, 8 p.m. So it's been about exactly a day, upon posting or recording po ng aking episode na to. Grabe, no? Grabe din po yung outpouring of, expressions of support and sympathies from different people. Philippine President Bongbong Marcos, even King Charles, meron na po, no? Of course, yung government officials here in Canada, lahat po sila nagparating na kanilang pakikiramay, lalo na po doon sa pamilya ng mga nasawi. So far, as of recording, ang latest po ay 11 na po, no, ang namatay dahil po doon sa nangyaring insidente. Ang sabi po sa last press ko ni Mayor Ken Sim ng Vancouver, 5 to 65 years old yung edad ng mga namatay so far. Nauna na po nilang sinabi na maaaring o inaasahan nila na dadami pa tong bilang na yan. Maaaring dumami pa yung bilang na yan in the coming days or weeks, especially since many people, dozens, are injured. Iba-iba po yung level of seriousness ng kanilang mga injuries. Grabe, nakakalungkot, di ba? Imagine going to a festival, going to an event that is supposed to be fun and relaxing, and then ganun ang mangyayari sa'yo. Ang dami po nag-message sa akin, no? Hindi naman sobrang dami, but I received a few. When I woke up this morning, forwarding me the news articles, telling me that, sana mo pag-usapan daw to. So yeah, so here it is. Ang dami ng mga usap-usapan throughout the day. Sa totoo lang, ang dami ring misinformation on social media ako nakuha. So I would advise you guys to please just get your information through news companies. Okay, sa TV, online, okay, news outfits po kayo makinig. Ang daming misinformation, sabi lang ng mga patay, anong lahi nung driver, etc. Okay? So again, so far, 11 people have died. Wala pa rin pong binibigay na pangalan doon sa suspect. Sabi nga po, basta isa lang po siya na nagmamaneho, 30 years old, ang sinasabi po. Confident daw po ang investigators, ang Vancouver Police, that it is not related to terrorism, it is not a terrorist attack. Ang bibitawan po nila lagi ay yung suspect, yung driver, has had significant, ito, sinulat ko dito guys, sorry, mayroon ako notes, diba? Significant history of interactions with police related to mental health. Okay, so mukhang suki na itong driver na ito ng mga police. Ang tanong ko dito, ano ibig sabihin ng interactions ba? Ito ba ay naaresto na nila ng ilang beses before? Nakulong na ba to for a time? Is this person, I don't know, diba? I want more explanation. Ano yung interactions with police? Okay, but clearly, they are saying na merong mental health issues yung driver. And I think this is one of the bigger issues in this whole incident. Naiintindihan po natin, no? Kahit ako, galit ako. Siyempre, galit ako para doon sa mga kababayan natin na nawala ng mahal sa buhay. Para sa mga kababayan nating nabawian ng buhay ng ganun-ganun lang. We want justice for them. Diba? Alam mo guys, nung nakita ko nga yung video ng driver that is also going viral now, diba? Parang sinisigawan siya ng mga tao doon, no? So, ang nangyari po pala, no? Siyempre, eventually, tumigil yung sa kanyang sasakyan na puno na ng bangga. Yung mga tao po doon, yung mga kababayan natin doon ang nag-apprehend sa kanya initially, no? Parang sa Pilipinas, parang citizen's arrest ang tawag dyan. So, he was apprehended by the people there, the other attendees, okay, and waited for the police to arrive. So, ngayon, yung viral na video na kumakalat, yun po yun, I think, no, police na yata yung kasama niya, eh. Katabi nung driver dun sa video. Ang unang pumasok sa isip ko, wow! Kung sa Pilipinas ito nadampot, yung lalaking yun, at nangyari na yung nangyari, nando na yung mga katawan sa gilid ng kalsada. Nako guys, I'm sure you will not dispute me when I say nakatikim na yun dun sa mga ibang tao na nandun bago dumating yung police. Okay? I don't know if that is right or wrong, but that is what happens. What would have happened, I'm pretty sure, kung sa Pilipinas po yan nangyari. But again, this is Canada, so things are different. I would have to commend nun, parang mabibilit na dun sa mga kababayan natin eh. I am sure, gusto nilang saktan yung lalaking yun. But, tama na rin po na hindi po nila ginawa yun. Because again, things are very different here in Canada. The issue of mental health is taken seriously here, but at this point, obviously, it needs to be, we now know that it needs to be given much more attention. Lagi po tinatanong sa mga press con, yung issue ng police visibility, no? Tama ba? Sapat ba yung police visibility dun sa area? Meron bang dineploy ng mga police dun? Nilagay ba nila ng barricades, etc.? All these security measures that are now being thought na kulang, baka kulang, diba? Yes, and I believe that could have helped perhaps prevent this incident. Why not, diba? I don't know, huwag niyong ikagalit sa akin, pero I see this whole situation also as really an issue of mental health and what mental health problems can lead a person to do. Okay? May mga naririnig po akong komento, nako po, sasabihin na naman yan, may mental health problem, kaya para makalusot. Okay, ano po ba kasi ang ginagawa, no? Marami din po nagtatanong, paano ba kung sabihin mo na ngang mentally ill itong driver na nakapatay dahil dun sa kanyang pag-aararo dun, okay? Sige, I will show you some information mula po to sa Government of Canada website, sa criminal code nila. Okay? Kasi may nagtatanong kung mentally ill, ganito po ang pagtrato sa mga accused of crimes. Meron pong this is from in Ontario ha, and I would assume it's similar in other provinces. May tinatawag po na not criminally responsible. Klaro po ito so I'll just read it verbatim. An accused that satisfies the test for a verdict of not criminally responsible on account of a mental illness shall not be convicted or acquitted. In other words, pag mapatunayan po na yung accused ay nakagawa ng krimen at siya po ay may mental illness, hindi siya hahatulan, whether conviction or acquittal. Okay, yun po ang sinasabi dito. The verdict of not criminally responsible recognizes daw po kasi that the criminal act was a product of the accused mental illness. Yung kanyang sakit ang nagdulot ng kanyang ginawa. Such that the accused should be treated and not punished. Yan po ang dahilan. Hindi ko pa sinasabi wala pang sinasabi yung police na at that time na minamaneho ng driver ito sa Lapu-Lapu Festival ay may pinagdadaanan yung driver again sa mental health issue. Ang sinasabi lang po nila ay noon marami na po siyang mga interactions with them related sa mental health po niya. I don't know, baka in a day or two may ganong development. Basta as of posting, ngayon pong April 27, wala pa. Okay. So ayun guys, ititreat lang po siya at hindi siya ipapunish. Yan po ang dahilan na kapag napatunayan, talagang mapatunayan ni driver na mentally ill siya, mapatunayan ng kanyang abogado, hindi po siya mapupunta sa regular prison. He will instead be detained in a mental health facility where he will be treated not as an inmate, but as, I think, a patient. Ganon po ang trato sa mga mentally ill people here who commit crimes. Okay? Meron pa akong isang nabasa nga ito rin, no? Justice Law's website, yan, Government of Canada. Ayun, yung Defense of Mental Disorder. Similarly, no person is criminally responsible for an act committed or an omission made while suffering from a mental disorder that rendered the person incapable of appreciating the nature and quality of the act or omission or of knowing that it was wrong. Sinasabi dito, hindi po kasi alam ng isang taong wala sa tamang pag-iisip ang kanyang ginagawa. Okay? This reminds me, yung viral video po, no? Na sinisigawan yung driver, look what you've done! Nakalimutan ko, I guess minumura siya ng ilan doon, no? Sinasabi lang niya, I'm sorry. Some people see na parang, yun na yun, I'm sorry lang ang nasabi niya. If indeed, he is mentally ill, maiintindihan ko na gano'n ang kanyang sagot. Hindi niya kasi naiintindihan yung epekto ng kanyang ginawa. Okay. Mahirap tanggapin guys, yung ganyang paliwanag, alam ko, lalo na dahil meron pong namatay, meron mga nawalan ng buhay. But that is the reality of it. But again, uulitin ko lang po, hindi pa po sinasabi, wala pa, rather sinasabi sa ngayon if the driver at the time that accident or that incident happened was in a bad mental state. Ganon, okay? Ang sinasabi lang, again, paulit-ulit ako, marami na po siyang history ng ganun. Ang sa akin po kasi, kung lagi nang binabanggit ng mga investigator ngayon na noon meron na siyang history of mental health issues, I will not be surprised if in this situation din po ang ending nito. It's not what I want to, I want justice. I want whoever is responsible for the deaths of our kababayans. Gusto ko silang mag-suffer, diba? Pero ang hirap, I feel, and I'm sure many of you would feel helpless pag dumating sa puntong mental health. May mental health disorder po pala talaga yung driver. Ang hirap tanggapin, diba? Parang yun na yun. Namatay yung kaibigan ko, namatay yung anak ko dahil wala lang, hindi niya naiisip na masama yung ginagawa niya or may pinagdadaanan siya, kaya niya nagawa yun. It's so hard to accept. Hindi ko ma-imagine, di ba? Ako nga, wala akong kakilala dun sa mga namatay. Naiinis ako para sa kanila, di ba? Paano pa yung mga kaibigan ng mga yan? Paano pa yung mga pamilya ng mga yan? So anyway, ano ba to? I think I've been rambling. So again, ang only hope ko for now is after this incident, I hope there will be concrete actions taken towards addressing mental health, the mental health of Canadians here. And I think that was also highlighted doon sa press conference ni Mayor Ken Sim kanina, no? I don't know if you will agree with me. Sa Pilipinas po kasi, yes, there is a conversation about mental health awareness. But I would say, kulang pa rin tayo ng kaalaman tungkol dyan. I think marami tayong matututunan from this incident. It's just so sad that it has to come at the cost of numerous lives. Diba? Sakto na rin, election bukas, no? I'm sure this incident would prompt people to vote for somebody who has a clear plan to ensure public safety, linked also to mental health, if that makes sense. Okay. But anyway, naku, kung ano-ano na yata sinabi ko, no? Pero I also want to share with you guys some inputs sa ating mga kababayan. Nag-call out po ako sa mga kakilala po natin sa Vancouver. Baka gusto po nila mag-express ng kanilang mga sentimiento tungkol sa nangyari doon. Lalo na dahil ang dami pong mga pumunta doon and then umalis lang, less than an hour when the incident happened. So sila, kahit hindi nila na-witness directly, they feel like they've been given a second lease on life. Okay? Sige, sige, unahin natin tong kay Isay. Hi Isay, and thank you so much Isay. Si Isay Chan, meron din po yung YouTube channel.
Feels like it's unbelievable. Like, it was so sad and heartbreaking nung mapanood ko kagabi yung mga videos sa social media na nangyari yun dito sa Vancouver. And we are just like 9 minutes away from the location. And plano pa sana naming pumunta dun sa event. Pero nag-change plans kami. And then we opted to go na lang sa lake para ma-enjoy din yung weather. So, parang napaka-crazy lang na mangyayari din yun dito sa Vancouver, especially Filipino community pa. And um, parang before okay naman, safe naman kami dito. Pero dahil nangyari yun ngayon, is parang ile-lessen na lang namin or i-avoid na lang din namin yung mga crowded places sa mga ganong events in the future. And we are praying for all those Filipino families that are affected in the incident. May their souls rest in peace.
Si Isay pala, malapit lang sa kanyang lugar yung pinangyarihan, ano. Pero I have another one here. Ito naman si Tony Medina, also in Vancouver. Ayun siya, nandun daw po siya earlier in the day.
I am still in disbelief and I can't wrap my head around last night's tragic incident. April 26, 2025 will be forever remembered as a day of mourning. Nakakapanghina yung nangyari kagabi. Considering na we were there, we arrived at the venue siguro mga 4:30 in the afternoon. Ang dami naming nakitang kababayan natin. Masaya kami dahil it was an opportunity to mingle with our kababayans here in Metro Vancouver. We left the venue siguro mga 6 o'clock kasi mainit pa rin, hindi kami makakain ng maayos, naubusan kami ng ibang food. So we decided na mag-dine in na lang sa nearby restaurant, right? And little did we know na magkakaroon ng ganitong tragedy. Sobrang nakakapanghinayang dahil ang daming mga buhay ang nawala, napalitan ng takot, ng iyakan, yung isang event na sana chill lang, good vibes lang, celebratory lang, and walang saysay yung death nila, diba? So, nakakapanghinayang. If nothing else, we're grateful na nakaligtas kami from that tragedy. And for now, our prayers go out for the families of the departed and for those who were badly injured. I hope they really recover soon. Ingat kayo, kabayan.
No, thank you so much, Tony Medina. Yan, may vlog din siya si Tony Med, ano. Grabe, no, nakita niyo yung dami ng tao dun sa video niya. Napakaraming tao. He said he left there at 6 p.m. The incident happened at around 8, before 8 p.m. ano. So, sabi mo nang nakalahati na lang yun. Napakarami nun. Na naka-witness nun, baka nasaktan dahil dun sa pag-araro ng SUV doon. Kung mga nagparating no, ng text message, ayan, si Glenda. Hi, Glenda Rogador. Ayan, sabi niya din, no, we left past 6 p.m. sa event. We're so thankful. Parang second life na namin ito ni Habi. Buti raw medyo gabi na siya na nagasa. Naku po. Kasi ang mga tao pasubside na, karamihan nasa concert or else yung street na inararo niya ay puno ng mga tao earlier. As in crowded, jam-pack. Kasi lahat ng food trucks andun nga sa street. Ay nako. Oh, thank you, Glenda, for sharing that. And also, meron pa yung sa nag-PM din sa akin. Ano? Oh, ito naman si Dennis Mayo, kahit siya ay nasa Calgary. Oh. Sabi niya, it's a sad day for us here in Canada. Ina, my heart really goes to those who died in the Lapu-Lapu Festival in Vancouver. Nakakalungkot at nakakagalit ang nangyari. Filipinos here in Calgary are mourning. Stay safe, Ina. Ayan, tapos meron pa pong isa. Ito naman, ako, thank you so much. Giselle General or General na yung pag-pronounce daw sa kanya pagdating niya ng Canada. Sabi niya, si Giselle is in Edmonton, by the way. Si husband, who was white, he was out playing board games with friends. When he found out about the news, he rushed home so he can provide emotional support to me. I didn't even know about it yet. He is the first person who broke the news to me. I think it's a very great example of care and thoughtfulness and cultural sensitivity, especially for interracial couples like us. Oh, yun na. Thanks so much, Giselle. If anything that is positive, siguro na nangyari dahil dito ay nag-unify ito ng Filipino community in different parts of Canada. No? By the way, alam ko this issue is also making many people feel concerned about their safety generally in attending these festivals. summer season pa man din. Umpisa pa lang tong Lapu-Lapu Festival. Ang dami pa pong nakalinya na iba't ibang mga events ngayong summer season. Filipino festivals, yan, may fun run again dyan sa Vancouver and other similar very big public events. Okay, nag-interview ako ng isang Pilipino kababayan po natin, si Miss Vanji Kawile. Siya po ang person behind, yan, isa po sa mga main organizers ng Fiesta Filipino sa Calgary. Okay, syempre naisip ko it would be good to get her inputs about this because again, organizer siya ng mga ganitong uri ng events. So I'm sure iba ang impact nito sa kanya din, ano? And ato na nga, nasabi niya, no? Nagkaroon agad sila ng emergency meeting matapos mangyari to. Miss Vanji, I'm sure iba yung galit at takot na naramdaman po ninyo, no, when you heard about what happened in Vancouver, especially because you organize those types of festivals, in fact, perhaps bigger than the Lapu-Lapu Festival. Yeah, ano yung initial thoughts po ninyo nung narinig niyo muna yung nangyari?
Una, hindi ako makapaniwala. Nung una nga, nung sinasabi sa akin yung husband ko, akala ko hindi sa Canada. So, denial yung una kong reaction. And then, text messages and then videos starting pouring in from my friends in Vancouver. And then, devastation. Alam mo yung feeling ng sinking feeling in your stomach na, is this really happening? Why is this happening?
Yeah.
So, yeah, ang una kong instinct is to check on all my friends, all my mga kakilala ko sa Vancouver, how they are. Are you there? Are you one of the affected? So, thank God naman sa mga na-reach out ko, wala naman sa kanila. But a lot of them were in that event.
Oo.
So mabigat, napakabigat. Isa sa mga hindi ko maipaliwanag pero mabigat na pakiramdam.
Yun na nga. And of course, guys, the reason why I wanted to get Miss Vanji's inputs is because yun na nga, organizer siya ng mga ganitong events. Ngayon, there have been a lot of questions, Miss Vanji, about security in the area. Whether or not sapat ba yung police visibility doon. Kayo, being an organizer, again, may nakikita po ba kayong pagkukulang in that aspect? Or, I mean, could this have been prevented with better security? What do you think?
I don't think it is a question of security personnel kasi gaya ng kahit sinong organizer, may protocol kan sinusundan mula sa city. Mahabang proseso yan at maraming pag-uusap at planning involved in regards to the safety, security, including health and safety na tinatawag. So, ina-assess talaga yan ng mga ng mga licensing holders na nagbibigay ng license and permits as well as the local police. So tinitingnan nila yan. Sabi ko nga sa mga kasamahan ko ngayon because we had an emergency meeting because marami kaming nakukuhang messages na natatakot, gusto nang mag-cancel nung event. And I'm saying this is something that is beyond our control. Hindi mo pwedeng ma-anticipate. Pwede mong maplano, maging part ng contingency plan, pero hindi mo talaga ma-anticipate na hindi mo lubos akalain na something like this will happen in any event, not just in the Filipino community. And this is the worst nightmare on an event organizer.
Oo nga eh. Ano po ba ma'am ang protection na pwedeng i-expect dapat ng isang attendee sa mga festivals? And meron po ba silang rights or meron po ba silang mga dapat i-demand whether from the local government or from organizers if they get hurt while attending the event?
Meron kaming mandatory liability insurance, lalo na for public events of this magnitude. Depende sa city, they can demand that the insurance can be between 5 to 10 million, as much as 50 million. So, again, I'm not sure because the organizers of these events are people that we also know and very
Mhm.
responsible and very capable. I'm sure that they already have in place in motion yung
Oo.
mga bagay na ganyan because it's part of the standard operating procedure.
Alright, oo nga siguro 'no, they're doing something already right now.
Mm-mm.
Okay ma'am, ito pa isang anggulo in this whole situation is mental health. Do you think this is more of an issue about mental health? Because as we know, yung driver nga po ang sinabi ng mga police, ng Vancouver Police, may history na sa kanila, they've had a lot of interactions with him, in relation to mental health issues nung, lalaki. Oo.
Well, the full police report is not yet out. It's still being investigated. But
Mhm.
this is based on preliminary information that's been provided. I don't think I've been asked several times by different news outlet. Do you think this is a terror attack, a
Yeah.
hate crime? No, it is not. It
Mhm.
is a mental disease that is creeping into our society. And the biggest siguro, ito yung pinakamalungkot na katotohanan, is that wala kahit sino sa atin ang nakakaalam. Paano
Mhm.
ka ba 'to? Paano mo ba nga ba ito ina-address? Meron bang symptoms? Meron ba tayong puwedeng magawa? Wala ba talaga tayo? Ito yung lagi kong tinatanong sa sarili ko, "Okey, nangyayari ito. Oo, katotohanan na ito sa buhay natin ngayon. Hindi na ito biro-biruan lang, nangyayari na.
Mm.
What can we do?" Hindi ko alam ang sagot,
Yeah.
Ina. Ang alam ko lang there has to be a solution. There
Mhm.
must be something that we can do as people, as individuals, as a nation. There must be something that we can do. Hindi natin pwedeng hayaan na lang. Ganun talaga
Mm.
eh. 'Di
Yeah.
ba? Kasi may naririnig ako na wala tayong magagawa eh.
Yun na nga, eh, 'no?
Yun ang masakit. Kasi
Ang hirap
kung wala
tanggapin
tayong
oo.
magawa, 'di ba, kung wala tayong magagawa, that means these things will continue to happen
Mhm.
over and over and over again.
Yeah, oo. And we owe it especially to the families of the victims, na siyempre ang hirap tanggapin sa kanila ma'am 'di ba na, ano, wala po sa tamang pag-iisip o may problema sa pag-iisip yung gumawa niyan, so wala na tayong magagawa. Ha? Parang ang hirap tanggapin 'di ba? So anyway, moving forward, I do hope we are all hoping that something more concrete comes out of this whole thing. But anyway, sige ma'am, dahil alam ko busy kayo dahil dito sa nangyaring 'to, last question na lang. Because of this, I'm sure meron na pong mga, yun na nga, takot mag-attend na ng mga paparating na festival, including yours. Halimbawa, sabi niyo kanina merong gusto na mag-pull out. What is your message to people who might think na, naku, hindi na safe attend ng mga festivals na again, napakarami niyan during this upcoming summer season?
Alam niyo po tayo 'no, this is now the world that we live in, okay?
Mhm,
Pero at the same time, we encourage people to take precautions. Do what you must do.
mhm,
That will keep your sanity, your safety, right? But at the end of the day, we have to really rely on each other for resiliency, for love, for compassion. Hindi natin pwedeng itago ang mga sarili natin dahil sa takot. Patuloy po tayo magse-celebrate dahil proud tayo sa community natin, proud tayo sa kultura natin. This is not an attack against the Filipino community. This is this is the reality that we are faced with in the world that we lived in. Pero hindi tayo pwedeng magpatalo sa takot. Hindi
mhm,
tayo pwedeng magpatalo sa kung anong nangyayaring hindi maganda sa mundo. Patuloy po tayong lalaban. Lalaban tayo kasi yun ang tama. Dahil
mhm,
love wins all the time. And
mhm.
multiculturalism, diversity, peace, belongings are very important than safety. Well, not safety, but than the feeling of fear.
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
think that's really important.
yeah. Okay. Ma'am, good luck po sa inyo. I'm sure 'no, adjustments will likely be made in your upcoming festival. So thank you so much, Miss Vanji.
You're very welcome. We are also organizing a moment of silence and a prayer vigil for the victims. If you are in Calgary on Wednesday from 5 to 7 p.m. at City Hall, we are encouraging everybody na gustong makiramay sa community and anybody who wants to be there, just drop by the City Hall, and be with the fellow kababayans or even the Filipino community as a whole.
So yun guys, ano? Thank you again, Miss Vanji Kawile of Fiesta Filipino. Good luck sa inyong mga upcoming events dyan po sa Calgary. Anyway, yun na lang po, no? Medyo napahaba na rin po ang ating episode. Maraming salamat sa inyo. Again, yung na-mention ko pong information dito ay based on information in the news. As of recording, I'm recording this 7:30 p.m. EST, April 27, 2025. Okay, so let me know your thoughts down there in the comment section at mag-usap po tayo dyan. Let's be kind to each other. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!